Hey, good morning Internet. So I've had the overnight to consider what went wrong with the bike yesterday when I was out and about, and as I said yesterday, really it's either fuel or air. Really, I don't believe it's a spark issue. So what I'm going to do this morning is take the tank off. Unfortunately, obviously I just filled it up, so I'm going to have to drain that off first, and then take the tank off, take the fuel tap out. I just want to rule that out as the first thing, because it was as though some fuel was going through but just not enough. Good comment off Duncan overnight about fuel bowl float heights, and again that could be an issue. I'll try and have a look at that. As regards to the clutch, I'm really not too sure at the moment. As I say, I've adjusted it up again, and yesterday was the first outing on the bike since I replaced the entire clutch cover case. Is that the right phrase, the right terminology? Anyway, it's the casing on the side with the clutch cable routing through to it and what have you, and it could well have been me. It could have been that I just have not adjusted it up properly, and because it's never been like that before. I mean, okay, we've had the slipping clutch issue, but we've never had this tightening up of the lever, and it's fine again. And I did it whilst the engine was still hot. Okay, maybe not as hot as it was when I was running it, but you would have thought if it was a case of the plates maybe expanding in with the heat, and if they had been in the wrong order potentially, I would have still got that after I reassembled it. So I'm not too sure. We'll have to road test it afterwards. So yeah, we'll have a look at the fuel thing first and go from there. Another point is, how come I didn't get the breakdown on camera? Well, again, not really my fault, but sort of my fault. I bought that lovely battery backup, and it's fantastic. It really holds a great charge. It will keep it going all day. But I have noticed one problem with it, which is the button on the side. It's not a click button. It's not one of these where you have to keep your finger on it for a few seconds before it turns off. Literally, you can just catch it and it'll turn it off. There you go. So I think when it's been in my pocket, obviously I'm moving around, I'm fishing for other stuff in my pockets when I've stopped and what have you, and I've probably turned it off and the battery went flat that's in the camera, because I'm still using a battery in the GoPro, and this is like a secondary battery. They have said that, or I read that you can just run it directly off the battery pack, but hey ho. I thought it'd be good to have both, so just gonna have to be a bit mindful of that in the future. Okay, let's get the fuel tank drained and then get it off, and then let's see what we can see. I'm really hoping it is that gauze up the side of the fuel tap, because if it is, it's a really easy fix, and we can tick it off knowing that it's done. So let's go. Okay. So here's what I was talking about with the nut. I was able to slacken this off, which gave me no clutch at all, but of course, because I wasn't able to wind the threaded adjuster in the middle, I couldn't get a clutch. feels like we've got a clutch again. Right then, so that looks alright really. I mean, it's a bit claggy and we'll clean all that out now, but you know, it's not as bad as I was expecting it to be, so, or it's not as bad as I thought it might be, so we'll get that cleaned out first and have a look. Right, okay, so all bar the road test, it's done again. As I say, the clutch feels fine now. We'll just have to give it some miles and see how that performs. But next time I go out, I'll definitely be taking the screwdriver with me. Anyway, fuel, as you could see, the gauze filter on the top of the fuel tap looked relatively alright. I mean, I've had them out before. I remember taking it out of the Z550 I did, and it was gummed up, and it was obvious why it was cutting out. This one, not so much. It was a bit dirty, but not that much, I wouldn't have thought. But then anyway, I'm starting to think, what is the fuel capacity? Because if you remember, yesterday when as I said yesterday, when I stopped at the first garage I came to after sticking it on reserve, I put just over 11 litres in, and you know what, I'm probably thinking that the tank is bigger than it is. So looking at my spec sheet, it says the tank is 3.8 gallons. Yeah, 3.8 gallons. So 3.8 gallons, what is it, 4.55 litres in a gallon, so what's that, just over 17 litres, or thereabouts, about 17 litres. So if I put it on, if I got another 11 litres in, you know, 6 litres, what do they, I have no idea, what does it go on to reserve at? So maybe it had literally just run out of fuel. I mean, that was the symptom. It was as though it just wasn't pulling enough fuel through, so I'm not sure. I'll have to research that to find out what it is, you know, at what level they hit reserve. It's probably a gallon, isn't it? So that'd sort of be about right. So maybe it was just running out of fuel, or maybe it did just run out of fuel on the main feed, if you like. Opinions, you know, you probably think that I'm a bit naive on that one, and I should know, but I'll research it and find out. Anyway, other than that, it seems fine again. I'd rather not disassemble the clutch, but we'll have to give it another good run and get it really good and hot again. Gives me an excuse to go out and see how it goes. So other than that, I'm going to leave it as it is for now. I might get to road test it later and report back after that. As I said, just to comment on the ride out videos, or the ride out video of yesterday, that really is something that I'm going to start, and it won't be on the 550. I think the next one will be out on the Transalp, or maybe the LC, because I haven't had the LC out for a while, and she could do with stretching her legs. And we'll pick another location and I'll film it there. I'm thinking maybe Lake Vrunwy. It's absolutely gorgeous up there, and that's Transalp country, I think, rather than the LC. So yeah, we'll definitely going to be doing another ride out video, and then we'll add to them as we go along a bit. But yeah, then not necessarily everybody's cup of tea, but you know, some people just like seeing the potential of these places where you can go and have a nice ride on a Sunday morning or whatever. Anyway, enough waffle. Thanks very much for sticking with me. If you haven't already, please subscribe and give me a click on the little thumb icon, and you know, it really helps the channel. And other than that, I will see you next time, so take care and stay safe, and get out on your bikes while the weather's nice, and enjoy it. So thanks very much. Okay, bye. Right, okay, this is just an addendum really. So I was just about to go out on a road test, and it cut out and wouldn't restart, and that was with the fuel tap just in the on position. Now I know the fuel tap relies on the vacuum side functioning correctly, so I've checked, there is vacuum pressure. So I think what I'm going to do, well, if I switch it back onto prime, which doesn't require the vacuum, it runs just fine. So there's some issue with the fuel tap, I think. What I'm going to do, just to rule it out, is I'll get a fuel tap rebuild kit, you know, all the gaskets and seals. I'll order one of those today, and get that installed before we do anything else, I think. I mean, that would make sense, wouldn't it? It does seem, without the vacuum, you know, maybe the seal's gone or something's gone on the inside of the fuel tap. It is old, but that would seem to be logical in my mind anyway. So it's just a quick addendum. Thanks very much. See you later.